It's a cold but otherwise pleasant December Sunday afternoon in Omaha as the 7th-ranked Creighton Blue Jays welcome their intrastate rival, the Nebraska Cornhuskers, to CHI Health Center here in Omaha for a sold-out crowd for this non-conference matchup. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the CHI Health Center alongside Nick Baugh. I'm Lane Grindle. It's great to have you with us for this rivalry matchup. And Nick, when you look at Creighton coming off a great trip to Maui, but they did drop that last game to in Maui to Arizona, close contest, and then, of course, a loss to number 2 Texas on the road, trying to get back in the win column here today.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this team's hungry to get back in the friendly confines of the CHI Health Center. Did not shoot the ball well at all in Austin. 4 for 27 from 3, started 1 for 22. So I think a lot of it starts there. I think Coach McDermott feels good about everything else, but you got to make shots. And I think Creighton typically shoots it better when they're here at home.
And for Creighton, they have dominated this series over the last decade plus. 10 out of the last 11 have gone Creighton's way.
It's amazing the domination that Creighton has had on Nebraska in this rivalry, in particular in this building. There's been a lot of games that have been over within the first 10, 12 minutes of the game, so Nebraska withstanding that flurry is going to be really important. But this is a rivalry that has evolved as Creighton has moved from the Missouri Valley Conference into the Big East Conference as well. But I expect a very intense game because Nebraska is much more gritty and defensive-minded this season.
And speaking of this rivalry, Sam Griesel grew up wanting to play in this rivalry. This is his dream today.
Yeah, absolutely. This kid from Lincoln goes to North Dakota State, enters the transfer portal, and then lives out his dream, rocking the Big Red in. And Griesel's a really important piece. On the road, you need good, steady point guard play. Griesel's going to be the lead ball handler. He's a unique matchup at about 6'6", 6'7". He can post up lane, so it'll be interesting to see how Creighton matches up with Griesel inside when he does go to the block. And then Kalkbrenner on the other side, absolute stud, the reigning Big East Defensive Player of the Year. I think where he's been really good is providing a post presence offensively. He really needs to do a good job scoring right at the rim, but he's going to have his hands full with Derek Walker for Nebraska, who will drag Kalkbrenner away from the basket and try to beat him off the bounce a little bit. That's a matchup that'll be very interesting. The two big men going at it for Creighton and Nebraska.
Always fun when these two teams get together. Can't wait for this one here this afternoon. We've got the starting lineups and the opening tip when we return right after this.
Nebraska, another playmaker ball handler at that 5 spot.
Walker will jump against Kalkbrenner to get this one underway. And we are underway in Omaha. Tip controlled by the Blue Jays. And Nemhard walks it across half court. Rivalry matchup. And has seen it go the Blue Jays way, and Kalkbrenner with the lob early gets the Blue Jays on the board.
Well, that's a pet play for Creighton.
Downhill.
And that's where he's much better served, attacking Kalkbrenner off the bounce, off the move. If I'm Fred Hoiberg, I'm going back to that often.
Kaluma finds Kalkbrenner all alone, who jams it home.
2 pick and rolls for Creighton. Creighton's got to really look to push it, probe early in possessions.
Sharman nearly fell down. Over into the corners. Alexander with an open look. And finally one falls for the Blue Jays.
And that's what's going to be there, is the opposite.
Jays in transition. Nemhard to leave it for a trailing Alexander. King with the offensive rebound. Kaluma in traffic. Extra pass in the corner to Nemhard. Back over to Shireman, wide open. Shireman doesn't miss many of those. Probably the best shooter on this team.
Absolutely. And Shireman trying to get the turnovers for Creighton. 3 steals for Nebraska. So Nebraska's been pretty active with their hands.
Farabello in the corner. And Creighton's starting to find their stroke a little bit offensively now.
That's a welcome sight as Francisco Farabello has been ice cold. 5 of 6 turnovers for the Blue Jays. Been an outstanding start. And really the crowd has been taken completely out of the game.
Creighton just 1 of their last 8 from the field. Alexander trying to change that, and he does. First points in over 3:30 of game action for the...
I'm saying again, Nebraska's urgency and transition defense has been really good.
Alexander. In the corner to Nemhard. Shireman for two. Fouled after the shot. Count it. Fred Hoiberg not happy with the result there.
Identify players that come from winning programs and see if that can translate intangibly on their arrival.
Alexander. Farabello gets himself open for three and knocks it down off the dribble. It's a good sign for Creighton.
Really good.
Reason why. Kaluma again for three. Nothing falling for Kaluma, but Kalkbrenner with the offensive rebound and the putback.
The crowd trying to get into it.
On the defensive end. Walker going right at Kalkbrenner. That one does not fall. Shireman left wing for three. That's good. And now the Blue Jays trying to put together a little run. Defensive end right now.
That's a good look though. You skip to the outside of the floor, get an extra pass. Not much more you can ask for if you're Creighton. You just got to make your shots.
Reichenbach driving, loses the basketball, taken away by Alexander. 3-on-1 for the Jays. Up ahead to Nemhard, who will lay it in for two. Ryan Nemhard, his first bucket of this game.
First faster, plugging the lane, making it tough.
Nemhard driving. Leaves it for Shireman in the corner. That's no good. Kalkbrenner doing a good job on the glass. Saves it back into Farabello. Open for three. Yes. Farabello knocks it down. His third three of this game.
Big time for the Huskers here today.
A 9-point Nebraska lead. 6-0 run over the last 2:20. Lobs it underneath, does Nemhard for Kalkbrenner, who finishes at the rim. To answer.
Tough shot, too.
Farabello. And fouled after he let go of the shot. It goes down. He's got a chance for a 4-point play.
Well, Kaluma posted hard. And that attracted Griesel to sink all the way in. And a great skip pass from Kalkbrenner and Farabello with a chance for a huge 4-point play when we come back. On the calendar, and boy, has he stepped up to the challenge.
Fourth career double-double, his first this season. And he knocks that free throw down, and Sam Griesel has waited to play in this rivalry game for so long. He's taken advantage of it here today. 8-point advantage for Nebraska going inside to Kalkbrenner. He will finish and the foul. Effective.
Nebraska's been pretty active and the ball's gone into Kalkbrenner.
12 to shoot on the shot clock as Griesel resets. A little bit of trouble. He's trapped. Trying to throw it away. Gary gets a touch pass inside to Walker. Blocked by Nemhard. Oh my goodness.
So a 9-point deficit can get erased in a hurry, but Nebraska got to handle the ball first.
Knocked away by Alexander.
Interesting, Derek Walker off the floor now, so you match 5 guards with 5 guards.
Get into Wilcher. Trapped to Vandemel, over to Griesel. Now Griesel have to hurry, get it across. Wide open, down the floor is Gary. And Gary for two. Nebraska breaks the pressure and 2 more for them. Now Farabello trailing the play for 3. Another big splash for Farabello. He's been great. Nebraska throws it away. Here's Nemhard. Oh, he can't finish. And knocked out of bounds last time.